Today we're going to do a little review on weaving. You guys know that weaving is one of my favorite things to do. I love yarn weaving, I love paper weaving, I love sewing, I love all of those kinds of activities. And I want to show you how we usually get started in learning how to weave, and that's with paper. Paper weaving is the easiest way to learn weaving. And you can see that my weaving right here, I'm going to slide this one out. You can see that my weaving right here is just kind of a checkerboard pattern, okay? And so that's kind of where we're gonna start, is how do we make a checkerboard pattern? And then we're gonna move towards what can I do to really make it fancy and make it special? And we're gonna talk about how you can add patterns, how you can overlap lines on top of each other, because this one looks super cray-cray, right? Man, it's so busy. So I'm going to show you how to do that because it's really fun. And actually, when you get the hang of it, it's not difficult at all. You can totally do this. Okay, so I'm going to choose a piece of paper. Let's see. I think I'm going to choose, ooh, I like this green color. So I'm going to choose this green piece of paper right here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it up and down ways, okay? That's vertical. And I'm going to fold it in half. Now, when we fold it, we're going to fold it kind of like a birthday card, okay? So instead of folding it over, you know, sometimes you get those birthday cards that you flip up to open to the inside. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take the top and we're going to bring it down to the bottom, and we're going to make sure that our ends really match up right here, okay? We're going to get a good fold right there. Now you can see, you know, it opens and closes and opens and closes. Now, this is where we're going to get a little bit tricky. Okay, I'm going to use a marker so you can see it, but you could use a crayon also if you wanted. Down here at the bottom, we're going to draw a straight line. Now remember, that's on the open edge. It's not on the folded edge. I'm going to draw my best. Now, if you have a ruler, this would be a great time to use a ruler. I don't have a ruler sitting here with me, so I'm just going to do the best that I can. So you can see I've drawn a big, thick rectangle at the bottom right there. That's going to be my stop line. Now, if we were in class right now, what I would have you do is I would have you turn it around this way and write your name up here at the top. When you write your name there, that really makes sure that you've got enough space to cut. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do some cutting. Now, when we're cutting, we want to make sure that we're cutting really, really straight and that nothing is falling off. This is not like when we're doing a collage or something like that where we need pieces. What we're going to do here is we're creating the loom. The loom is the parts that we're going to go over and under when we actually start weaving. So here's what it looks like. Okay, my paper is still folded. Here's the open edge. Here's the folded edge. Starting at the folded edge, I'm going to cut straight until I get to that black line. Stop when you get to the black line. Then we do it again. Now you can see that the stripes that I'm cutting are very wide. They're not little and skinny. You want them to be nice and thick. Cut, 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 all the way to the black line and stop. Cut, 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 all the way to the black line and stop. Cut, 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 all the way to the black line and stop. So you can see I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stripes. Now this is the time where everyone's like, oh, it's a hula skirt. Oh, it's a car wash. That is what it looks like. Okay, but as you can see, nothing fell off. It's all still in one piece. Okay, when I open it, it's still all in one piece. There's nothing hanging off the edges. There's nothing missing. Okay, but now I've got these pieces that I can pull and push up and down. That's going to be how we weave. Okay, and the weaving step is actually really simple. Okay, let's look at it. Okay, I've already cut some stripes of paper right here. Here's how I did it. If you haven't cut any stripes of paper yet, which I'm sure you haven't, but maybe you have some left over from doing paper sculpture or something like that, all I'm doing is I'm going to cut big, wide stripes. Now, if you don't have colored paper right now, if you only have white paper, that's okay. Okay, you can color your paper. I'm going to show you in a second how you can add patterns and stuff to make your paper a little bit different. It's totally okay if you only have one color of paper. I've got a stack of construction paper right here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut a few stripes in different colors so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. That's probably enough. I've got a little stack there. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take one color stripe and I'm gonna weave it through. Now, the pattern for weaving is going over, under, over, under, over, under. If you think about it kind of being like a dolphin's jumping out of the water and then diving back under, out of the water and under the water. That's what you're gonna do with your stripe, okay? So watch how this works. I'm gonna go over a green and then I'm gonna go under the green. Do you see how the purple hit underneath? Over a green, under a green, over a green, under a green. When I get it all the way through, I'm gonna slide it. You saw I licked my finger. That helps me kind of grip my paper a little bit. I'm gonna slide it until it stops, okay? And you can see it stopped right there at that black line. So now I've got a pattern, purple, green, purple, green, purple, green, purple. Now you can also see that it's hanging off the edges. Some people don't like that. I kind of love that because I don't think it's gonna fall out. And I like it to be good and stuck. Okay, let's try another one. This is where we get a little bit trickier. Okay, I'm gonna try a different color. Purple started over. That means my next one needs to start under. Here's why. If I always start the same way, if I start this one the same way I did with purple, over, under, over, under, over, under, the problem is that these will overlap each other. When I try to slide it, they're gonna get stuck together. So I have to alternate where I started. So purple started on top. That means red is gonna start underneath, under this green, over the green, under the green, over the green, under the green, over the green. Lick my finger so I can get a little bit of grip and slide them close together. Now, look what happens when you slide them close together. You're gonna see that they share corner to corner. Purple and red are touching corners, purple and red are touching corners, purple and red touching corners, 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 corners. That's how you know you got it right. Okay, if the greens are touching corner to corner and the other pieces are touching corner to corner, you got it right. It's really easy to spot a mistake really quickly that way, okay? Yellow, let's see where yellow started. Purple was over, red was under. That means yellow is over. Over one, under one, over one, under one, over one, under one. Now, we're gonna keep doing this all the way down until we don't have any more space. Now, some problems that you might have. If you find that when you weave it through that you're not matching corner to corner, just pull your strip out and try it again. This is one of those things that we have to practice and improve, practice and improve. It's not easy the first time for everybody. It takes a little while to get the hang of it. Another problem you might have is if you didn't cut very straight, if you've got really rough edges on your stripes, that makes it a little bit harder to weave and get the pieces inside, but you can do it, okay? I'm gonna keep sliding these together. Now, I'm down to the bottom, and down here at the bottom is really the hardest one because you've got to have a skinny enough stripe to fit in there. Let's see if this white one is thin enough. Sometimes it's really hard to get that last piece in. Oh, that one's going to fit nicely. Okay, because it's a little bit tight fit when you get down to the last one. Just try to look and see if your stripe is big enough to fit in that space. And also, if it's too big to fit in that space, you might have to trim it a little bit. Okay, so once you've got your checkerboard put together, boom, that's a simple weaving right there. But I don't like to have just a simple weaving. I need to zhuzh it up a little bit. So here's what I do to make mine a little more fancy. I'm gonna turn mine over because I don't want my name to be in the middle of it. So I'm gonna turn it over this way. You can see it looks just the same, right? Just the same. Okay, on this side, I'm gonna fancify mine a little bit. So here's what I'm gonna do first. I'm gonna take one of my stripes and I'm gonna make it thinner. So I'm gonna cut it right down the middle and make it a very skinny stripe. Okay, so you can see now I've got two really thin stripes. Okay, and I'm gonna decorate this stripe. And you can decorate it however you want. I try to stick with kind of simple patterns just so it's not taking me 87 years to get it put together. But if you want to draw like little individual flowers and rainbows and all that stuff, totally cool. Okay, so I've decorated my stripe And now I'm gonna slide my stripe in on top of one of these other stripes. I call it a racing stripe. A racing stripe is going to just decorate a stripe that's already there. Now, I don't want to put purple on top of purple because that makes it look exactly the same. It kind of disappears. But look if I put it on orange or if I put it on yellow, it really shows up really well. I'm going to put it on this yellow stripe. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tuck this racing stripe underneath that green, underneath the green, underneath the green, and you can see it makes a racing stripe right through my yellow that I already wove. So I'm going to add, I like to add a little bit of glue on these because these racing stripes do like to scoot around. But the only place you need glue is you need a little dot under each end of your racing stripe. That's it. You don't have to glue the whole thing down. But do you see how that made it a little more fancy? Okay, so I'm going to keep doing that. And I'm going to fancify all of my stripes that I already did. Again, all I have to do is cut a skinny stripe. Okay, I'm cutting a skinny stripe and I'm going to add a little fanciness to it. Let's see, I'm going to add a wavy line. Yeah, I found these really fancy Sharpie markers in my cabinet the other day. They're metallic. They look really cool. Let's see. I could put it with pink. I could put it with white. I could put it with red. Wow, that pops. I could put it with purple, orange. I think I'm going to put it with the pink right here. So I'm going to tuck that racing stripe underneath the greens. Okay. And again, we will glue down our ends. Okay, you're just going to keep doing this for each one. Now, just to speed things along a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and put some plain ones through here. I know when I've done this with my own kids at home, sometimes they get a little tired of all the decorating, all the patterning, and they do some that are just plain just to kind of speed it up a little bit. If you want to do that, that is totally cool. Okay, but you do want to have a racing stripe on each one of your pieces. And I'm going to show you real quickly one other place that you can add some pizzazz to your weaving. I'm going to cut a few more racing stripes so that I can do that. Again, I'm not going to add my patterns on these like I normally would because you don't want to sit and watch me make patterns for the next 30 minutes. Okay, but you can totally add your patterns to yours before you weave them through. Okay, so I'm going to add my racing stripes to this orange one and my racing stripe to this purple one. Let's see what color I want to use. Okay, so now all of these have racing stripes. Again, I would glue down the ends. Now, you can also make racing stripes going vertically. That's where it looks really cool. Okay, you're going to do the same idea, except this time you're going to tuck underneath the color stripes instead of the green stripes. So I'm going to tuck under that red stripe, tuck under the orange stripe, tuck under the white stripe. Do you see how that works? Now I've got a racing stripe going that way. Same thing with this one. Tuck under purple, tuck under yellow, tuck under pink, racing stripe, tuck under red, tuck under orange, tuck under white, racing stripe, tuck under purple, tuck under yellow, tuck under pink, racing stripe. Again, I am not gluing mine down, but you need to glue the ends down. That's just going to keep it from popping up off of the paper and falling out because we don't want the pieces to fall out. Okay, so we just add our racing stripes underneath everything. See how awesome that looks? Now, I would just add my dots of glue under yellow, under purple, red, yellow, purple, green, under there. Same thing going down this way. So you just go around the edge and glue each of your little pieces down, and then you have this really amazing weaving that looks super hard, but we know it was super easy. really awesome. I want to see what you did. So send me an email, post it in the comments, show me what you got. Bye guys.